Hi, my name is Louis Gervais, and here are 5 reasons why your partnership may need a sex and intimacy coach instead of or in addition to traditional couples counseling. Counseling helps us understand our partners better and helps us to avoid what triggers their pain. But when your struggle is with physical intimacy, your partnership may need a sex and intimacy coach to help give you the tools you need to take the physical and emotional steps back toward connection. One subject none of us were ever taught in school is the importance and power of pleasure. Our embodied pleasure is the pleasure we feel through our sensing, feeling, moving, breathing bodies. Our embodied pleasure is more than a fun pastime or an extracurricular activity. Pleasure is a guidance system. It is a language. It is spiritual, it is emotional, and it is foundational to happy and healthy relationships. Native American traditions understand the connection to pleasure is to connect to life force energy, and they place life force energy at the very center of their worldview. These traditions believe life force energy is what makes the universe work. It makes the stars move in the heavens, it makes trees grow, it makes new life. It is central and it is sacred. So to allow ourselves to feel disconnected from pleasure is to live a life without a healthy source of life force energy. And sometimes we all need a little help shedding old beliefs around pleasure. And getting new tools can help us to not only continue to grow together, but to thrive together. So here they are, 5 key reasons why your partnership may need a sex and intimacy coach instead of or in addition to traditional couples counseling. My name is Louis Gervais. I am a sex and intimacy coach. So let's dive in. Reason number 1. And here's a powerful concept I learned from a Native American tradition. It's so simple, and yet as soon as I heard it, I knew immediately that this was profound wisdom. Here it is. Our bodies hold our truths, and our minds receive those truths. What this concept makes clear is the direction of the flow of information. Our bodies hold our truth, and our minds receive those truths. Truth does not flow in the other direction. You cannot tell your body to feel anything that it does not feel. So if you're not engaging your body in the healing process with your partner, there will be no lasting change. But by engaging your body, by engaging breath, by sharing touch, by moving together, by being creative together, feeling connected and being connected, when the body feels that truth, that connection, it will inevitably rise to the level of the mind where it will be received. That's where real change happens. And that's why working with a sex and intimacy coach trained in working with the body is a wise choice for making this very important change in your relationship. Reason number 2, we cannot talk our way to intimacy. At some point, when pleasure is not flowing between you and your partner, talking becomes counterproductive. We need to be able to recognize when we are spinning our wheels. So when all the words have been said and all the thoughts have been heard, and both partners feel ready and able to move on and make a shift. Imagine your conscious awareness as the desktop of your computer. As you move through your day, notice which programs are taking up the majority of the space on your awareness desktop. Most often, we are using our vision and language programs, just as you and I are doing right now. Staring at screens, talking, writing, listening. And the problem is that we believe that these programs hold the solutions to all of our interpersonal problems. Unfortunately, these are not the programs we need for creating intimacy. For intimacy and pleasure, we need the feeling programs and the movement programs. We need the touch program and the sound program and the stillness program and the connecting programs. These programs are always available, but they get buried behind our vision and language programs. Some of us have forgotten we even have these programs, but we need them to get our intimacy and pleasure needs met. So we need to minimize our language and vision programs, or better yet, just turn them off entirely for a while. And then turn on these other body-based programs. These are the first embodied or somatic actions we need to take in order to get back to the intimacy we need. This is something a sex and intimacy coach trained in body-based therapies understands and is skilled in helping their clients learn how to do for themselves. And reason number 3, moving into intimacy takes time. Think of it like going scuba diving. We go scuba diving because there is a world of beauty deep down under the surface that we want to enjoy. In between the dive boat and the reef, there is a transition. We don't just dive in the water and immediately find ourselves at the bottom of the sea. When we move into intimacy, we are actually moving our center of intelligence from our heads, from language and vision, down into our sensual, feeling, moving, breathing bodies. To my humble estimation, having done this work for many years, it takes about 20 minutes to make this transition. 20 minutes is a long time, especially these days. The hyperspeed of technology is challenging our abilities to focus, which traps us in our heads, keeping us disconnected from our bodies and keeping us disconnected from each other. Transitions can be difficult, but with a guide who knows the way and is confident of your success, intimacy and pleasure can be yours. So let me help you make some deep dives into pleasure and intimacy. Reason number 4. It might be hard for you to believe, but your mind doesn't want you to have intimacy. Our minds will try to sabotage our efforts at every turn.
I'm too tired.
This isn't gonna work. They're doing it all wrong.
Our minds will offer up all kinds of excuses why we should not go in the direction of the body.
Let's do it later.
How about tomorrow?
I'm just not into it right now.
We believe these thoughts because they are our thoughts, so they must be true and very important. We surely must listen to them and do what they tell us, but we can't really see how they're hurting us. But our minds, and some would call this part of us our egos, have an agenda. Our minds would rather be right, and our egos want to stay in control more than they want us to have intimacy and pleasure. But if we stay with the breath and keep our focus on the sensual, feeling, moving, breathing body, we can make it through. A sex and intimacy coach can help you navigate these and other barriers to intimacy by shining a light on them. Not just the mental, but the physical, emotional, and environmental obstacles that can stop you and your partner from creating the intimacy you desire. And reason number 5, feeling vulnerable is actually an important part of this process. Our egos are the parts of ourselves that keep us believing that life is best when we are separate from one another. When our egos are strong and doing their job, we don't feel vulnerable. And this is not to say that our egos are inherently bad. Our egos keep us safe, intact, but also separate from one another. Like when two cells merge or divide, it is at the moment of transition when our cells are most vulnerable to attack by a virus or bacteria. But once the transition has been made successfully, a new kind of strength is formed. A strength that is created from being connected. As long as there is safety and a willingness to face the feelings of vulnerability that come up, intimacy is possible. A sex and intimacy coach can help you reframe those feelings of vulnerability and to see them not as a sign of weakness, but that they are actually a sign of progress. So here they are one last time. The 5 reasons why your partnership may need a sex and intimacy coach instead of or in addition to traditional couples counseling. Reason number 1, our bodies hold truth and our minds receive our truths. And from that, we know we need to engage our bodies if we want to create change. Reason number 2, we cannot talk our way to intimacy. At some point, we need to stop talking and dive into the sensing, feeling, moving, breathing body. Reason number 3, it takes time. Approximately 20 minutes to transition from the mind down into the body. Reason number 4,
I'm too tired.
This isn't gonna work.
our minds don't want us to have intimacy.
I'm just not into it right now.
Our egos will put up barriers to intimacy because they want to stay in control more than they want us to connect. And reason number 5, we need to get comfortable with and embrace vulnerability. Vulnerability is a sign of progress as we move into intimacy. I'd love to help you get your intimacy back on track or help you learn to navigate intimacy as you move into new or future relationships. I've created online courses, published a book on intuitive touch. My name is Louis Gervais. I'm a sex and intimacy coach, and I want to help you. I would love to invite you to schedule a free exploratory call with me. I'm looking forward to learning more about you and to see if we are a good fit to work together. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. So cheers and thanks.